Welcome to Car Mechanics Simulator 2018. Another quick look at another game. We finished the Gold Rush for now, at least until it does some more updates. So I thought I'd take a quick look at this game and see what it's like. Those of you who may want to take the car apart, feel free to do so, but not at my suggestion. In game we can do a lot of that. So let's get it going, shall we, and give it a new start. New game. You get this rather scary message. Are you sure you want to delete your current progress and start over? You want to answer yes. Otherwise you can't start the game. It's very odd that that message comes up even when you've only just started the game for the first time. Anyway, I digress. Where are we going to start? Is it going to start as in the tutorial or in the new game? We're in the tutorial. Yep. Okay, so the tutorial basically is going to introduce to every possible station that you could have over the course of your game. So for example here, every time you approach a station it says, hey, you can use this to do this, etc. So in the case of the main gate, you can leave to the test track, and that's how you get out of the tutorial. So if you're not sure, click the test track, and you have two options. You have the Mayan M3, and you have the Bolt Cape. Can't start the engine in the Bolt Cape, no oil in the engine on the Mayan M3. So we can't go to the test track yet, which means we can't leave the tutorial yet until we finish that. So what we could do is go around and look at the other components. So you've got a toolbox. Here you can make improvements. So this is basically your skill tree in the game. Wheel balancer and tire changer. I imagine most people know what they are. If not, then don't worry. I suppose we'll cover those as well. I would have thought I could keep spare inventory there for wheels, but apparently it's for tires, but apparently not. Over here we've got a bunch of other things. Yep, the welder. That's for repairing bodywork. We've got a computer and a phone. I think the phone is where we get our missions. So let's just quickly click on the phone. No jobs right now because we're in the tutorial. The computer lets you get access to all the shops where you buy all your various bits and pieces. And we can leave there. There's an oven for painting. There is a rolling road. Yeah, it's a paint shop. Or oven. I'm not sure if oven's the term we use in the UK, whether it's American as well. Parts warehouse, so you can store lots of parts. Fair enough. Oil changer. Or oil drain. So we don't want spills everywhere. Toolbox again, engine hoist or engine stand, whatever you want to call it, and a repair table, so we can repair worn out parts. Now, of course, in this tutorial you get access to these two cars. One is very simple to fix. This is, well, really does look like an Audi. Yeah. Anyway. Yes, where was I? So yeah, this is quite simple to fix. It just needs oil. We'll sort that in a second. This one, well, I suppose we could fix it, but it looks a little bit worse for wear, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean that'll teak right off, I'm sure. Maybe not. So in order to get out of the tutorial, the easiest way. Oh, we've actually got a TV up here as well. I'm not sure if it actually does anything though. That's a shame. No. I can't sit down, and I've got a PlayStation controller. That's at least the PS2. Looks more like a PS3. Oh, it's a Predator game console. Yeah, that's right. Predator. It's a PS4 model, so not a PS3. So yeah, a Predator 4 Pro. That's right. Sadly, we can't play games. That would be really cool if someone built an emulator into a game like this. Anyway, let's get started. We can't do anything with this. I suppose we can just take it apart because it's the tutorial, but I guess we'll get to do that anyway in the normal game. So, to get started, let's. You just basically interact with everything with just the left mouse button from what I've seen so far, and different modes. So if I right-click, I get access to looking at the car status. And lots and lots of different things. Lots, obviously, as you can see, everything's 100% on this one. Not so good. It's been to the moon. Well, not quite, but close enough. And Yes, that needs some work. So let's start with this simple one to get out of the tutorial. Head to the engine and click on the oil fill plug. In fact, hang on, let's go back out one for a second. We want to find the dipstick if it has one, unless it's electronic. I'm not sure if this is electronic. No, it definitely has a dipstick. So, whoops, let's click on you. Click on you, and then hold down to interact. Yeah, you have no oil at all. Okay, for those of you who've never changed an oil in your car, this is a dipstick. Modern cars, they just say, hey, fill more oil now. You idiot. Older cars, not so much. You have to go look. So, oil fill plug, and you can open that up by holding down, and then you hold down to just fill it with oil. When it's nearly towards the full end, it'll tilt a little bit down. You'll see that in a second. So, and you can keep on going until it overflows, but there shouldn't be any need to, I don't think. That should be enough. And we can shut the hood or the bonnet if you're in the UK. And now can we head to the test track? Test track with a Mine M3. Yes, we can. Okay, so we got a number of tests we got to go through for this. I'm not sure if this even supports a wheel, to be honest, and I'm not sure how accurate this is going to be, but accelerate! Go! Power! And... it sounds alright. Whoa! Yeah, and we need to go through a slalom test. Oh, I don't want to crash it. I do not want to have to repair this thing. Following the track around. Suspension test. We've got suspension. And then we've got to go around. We've got to stop in a particular place for the braking test, which is not terribly hard, I don't think. But yeah, we can just slow down and stop. Yep. So there's your tutorial. Take it or leave it. We should get into the actual game where things matter. Of course, we're not going to have all that equipment. You think you start with all that stuff? No, you get, well, a cozy shop. Yes, that's what we get. So we can have a look at the phone. Let's see what our first job is, shall we? We have brake problems. Or story order, or normal order. So yeah, repair with minimal parts condition, repair with minimal parts condition. Let's start with this story order, shall we? Take the order. Okay, so here's our first car. Yeah. So, a year and a half ago, I bought this car for my son. That's your first mistake. He said that he's not interested in anything except driving it and occasionally filling it up at the gas station. Okay. Please check the oil and the tyres. And also change... well, it also says change the oil by draining the old one and refilling the new one. It's basically we need to fix all 4 tyres. Okay. And the air filter and the fuel filter. Fine. Okay, so we can move this around the car garage. Move it over to the airlifter. And let's just raise this for a second. Oh, sorry. There is a car lift. Didn't show that in the tutorial. Actually want to go up a lot further than that. Thank you. There we go. So oil drain is right about there, but you don't actually do anything with that. If you come over here to the oil drain, you can move the equipment over to the car lifter, and then we can just select use equipment, and then we'll drain out the old oil. That wasn't much oil. He's clearly not been keeping... That was like a dribble. If there's sludge in this engine... use equipment, no, move equipment, and put it back. Okay, and let's just bring this down a little bit. And I guess we can open the hood, and then we'll start taking bits off this car. Let's go to the engine first. If we rotate this way, there's a fuel filter. And we can hold down and we can remove the fuel filter. If we zoom out a little bit, we can go to the air filter cover and we need to take these clips off. Seems to be doing a good job to be fairly detailed without going over the top. You know, like, there are 16 screws in this thing. Well, that happens on some things, but not on this. So yeah, we can take off the air filter cover, and the air filter itself can come out, and we can leave the rest because we don't actually need to do anything with that. So the air and fuel filter we've got out. We need to take the tires off, so we can go and grab you. Yeah, we seem to be able to undo the bolts quite easily, even with the wheels off the ground, which if you've ever tried to take a tire off with a wheel off the ground, you'll know why. That's not exactly how things work. But yes, we can unscrew just by holding down our mouse over the top of the bolts, and the wheel comes off. I'm going to do that to the others as well. We've got to click first before actually clicking and holding. This game does actually have pretty good music in the background. The only reason I've taken it off is copyright strikes on YouTube. Otherwise, I'd be happy to have this. If I was streaming this, maybe. But we'll see how good it is before I decide what I actually want to do further with it. And do let me know if you want to see it, or if you don't want to see it in future, that's okay too. Just let me know in the comments. Just while we're taking it off. There's another wheel. Those discs do not look great, but yeah, there's a few other issues on this car. Rather than complaining. Oh, those alloys are a little bit rusty as well, although alloys don't tend to rust like that. I'm not going to complain. Okay, so we've got all four wheels off. Let's go in order. We can go and look at our inventory, and we can see what we need. So we've got 4 tires, which are horrible, or at least, no, I don't want to sell the rims. So the 205 55s are 16s. We've got a fuel filter and an oil filter, an air filter to buy. So let's go and get the various parts, shall we? So go to the computer, click on the main shop. So we'll take one of these air filters. This is the one that we need. And the fuel filter I can't see, so let me just search. Let's buy one of those as well. Pop back up to the top. All tires. We want the standard tire B and 205 55. Did I say 205 55? $218. But we want 4 of them. $218. That's about £170. That seems quite expensive for an air tire in size 16. I suppose the profile's not gigantic, but even so, it seems a bit steep. Yeah. Okay. I guess we're getting fleeced on the tires. And now we've got to go and fit the stuff. So yeah, we can do one of two things. So let's, first of all, we need to take the old tires off. So if we just say we want to separate parts, we can just say this and separate one of them. While that's going, we can go and carry on and refit some stuff, so we can get back to the air intake. And we need to right click and go to part mount mode, which will now mount the air filter. So click on the right thing, and then the cover, and then the clips. These aren't in great condition, but you know, guys saying don't replace all that stuff. I just want to replace only these things, so we can go for that. And the last clip. Okay, that's the air filter done. So let's take this off, and we'll do another one. Okay, let's fit the fuel filter back to the engine, and again, part mount mode. Click on where the filter was, hold, and we can fit the new filter. Nice and shiny, good. And there we go. So we can take you off, separate, and then we can start balancing at the same time as we're actually fitting new tires once we have these going. So let's just grab you, take you off, and the last one we want to separate. So we have a look at our inventory. We've got these 4 new tyres, and we've got a tyre with a condition of 1%. That's just cloth. That's just cloth and steel, and no rubber at all. Okay, so let's take you off. Alright, so now we can fit tyres. So let's take this. We can fit one. Yes, we want to fit that. Yeah, so the inventory, we've still got all this old stuff as well, so I'm not sure if we can actually... Well, I can sell junk, I suppose. Let's sell... Please don't. Actually, let me just wait until I've got all those rims off. I don't know what its criteria for junk is. And I don't want to accidentally sell the guy's rims. Balance wheel, yes. Let's balance that. You can get going. Install a tyre. Yep. And I think we can pop this hood down. We can take a look at the car status. So we've fixed the air filter and the fuel filter. We've not changed the oil yet, actually, so I guess I should do that. Let's just head back over. Take this off. Take this off. Balance one of you and fit, I think, the final one. Yeah, there we go. Let's fill this up with oil while we can. There's the oil plug, well, oil cap on this one. You do get an achievement, by the way, if you overfill the engine, and it overflows over the engine itself. I've already got it, so there's no point me doing it. That seems to be fine. Are you actually now? Yep, you're saying fixed, so we just need the 4 tyres. Let's take you off. No items to work with, so we've got everything we need. Take the parts off, balance something else. Yep. And all these 4 tyres and the rims are the same size, so we don't have to actually do anything with this one except part mount. Mount these back on. And then do the reverse. We just screw everything back in with our invisible air hammer. Or, yeah, air tools. Let's grab you. Take you off. Let's balance another one. Not sure if that's the last one. I can't remember how many do I have in my inventory. I've got 2. Okay, so we can just go on for suspension. Fit this part. Okay, you're on. Front right. Also, if you're watching this and you have any tips, if you've played this before and you have any tips for any other people watching, again, put them in the comments. Or more importantly, if you have tips for me, if there's any, sort of min-maxing ways through this, yeah, feel free to let me know. I'm more than happy to find out good ways to profit on the thing. So, last wheel. There we go. Terrible wheel. Yeah. There we go. I think we're all done. Close the hood. What's the car status? Yeah, we're all finished. We can just move it back. Can we move it? Move the car. Back to the entrance. Not sure whether you need to do that, I suppose. What do the other options do? Parts notes? No, don't need that. Assemble mode, overview car parts. Oh, that's pretty neat. Wonder if that gives, yeah, that seems to be an overview of the part condition as well. That's pretty good. So the top of the air filter is dud. The alloys are dud. Everything else seems okay. That's fine. And I think we've seen all the others. Interior disassemble mode. No, we don't need to do anything with the interior for this one. So that should be done. Car status. We spent $691 on it. There's a bonus and a job bonus. Total payout is $1,671. So we pretty much made $1,000. Really? on 4 tyres and an oil change? Well, I suppose there's a service, so, you know, you got fuel filter and oil filter, but... fuel filter and air filter. Okay. We'll take it. Fine. If you that's how easy it is to run a garage. I'm in the wrong business. Okay, so we can do 2 things. So 2 normal orders, and each of them have a time before we can accept them. Brake system needs fixing. Poor brake performance. It doesn't really say. Both of them no bonus, but it doesn't really say anything about, you know, how much we could potentially get from those. I guess the other one's gone now. So let's take this one. Poor brake performance. So it probably means brake pads. Maybe even discs. Alright, so let's just move it over. Let's look at the overview mode actually. So what does it look like is wrong? Those look like calipers. Oh, why? I'm in overview mode. Okay, so that caliper's red, that caliper's red, this one seems fine. And that one's shot as well. Okay, let's go and move this over. Move the car to the car lifter. And I guess we can get this up off the ground. And can we see more if I lift this all the way up? Yeah, so what if I put it into overview mode now? So, yeah, the caliper's fine on this one, but not good on the others. Okay, so let's have a look at the car status. Brake caliper, brake pads, brake disc. Is that on all of them? Okay, let's take a look at that then. Fine, we're going to have to get the tyres off. Because you've seen that before, I will skip. Okay, we've now got the wheel off. So, brake caliper looks shot. Condition 1%. Can we just take it off? Will you let me take it off? Clearly not. What do I need to take off? Brake pads? Do I have to take those off first? Which part are you going to have to... there should just be, I assume, just some screws, bolts to hold this thing on. There we are. Okay, brake cylinder and the brake caliper itself. Brake pads condition. Is there any way to check those? They aren't coming up as any kind of condition I know anything about, so fine. Let's take a look at the inventory. Brake caliper cylinder is 670%, but the caliper itself is 1%, and that is... no. In fact, let me just get rid of these other previous tires. Let's see if we can sell those to get a bit of money back. Dispose of them. Who is going... yeah, I don't think anyone's going to buy the air and fuel filter. The wheel's just fine, so... Fine, we need a new brake caliper. I'm going to go around to the others and see what we need to do on those. This didn't look okay. This didn't look bad, so I think it's just these back two. Alright, so we've got the tyres off. It's the back right side, driver's side. Sorry, this is American car, passenger side, I think. Yeah, passenger side. Yep. I'm in the UK, just in case you don't know that. Okay, so brake pads. Caliper has no condition. The brake pads are at 6%. Yeah, that's gonna cause a problem. Oops. Only problem here is making sure we get to the right component. Brake caliper. Yeah, we have to take all the calipers off, unfortunately. And then we get to the brake pads. They should come right off. Good. And on the other side, what did that need? The caliper is fine. It's the brake pads? No, they both seem fine. Oh, it's a disc. Okay, fine. Let's go and remove all of you guys. There we go. So we need one set of pads, one set of discs, well, one disc. And we need a caliper. So is this in the main shop? Let's have a look. Brakes. Alright, so we need a caliper. One of. The cylinder's fine. We need a brake. Ooh, actually, which kind of brake disc do we have? Brake pads is fine. Seems only one type. There's no special racing kind in this particular shop. It's kind of caliper, not caliper. Brake disc, it's not ventilated. Good. Ventilated we don't want just yet, so one of you. And then we should be able to put everything back together. Hopefully. So, suspension. Let's just part mount. We want a brake disc on there. Good, good. And we can put the brake pads back. And, whoops. I put right click. Don't want to right click. And the caliper. And the cylinder. Yep. Thankfully we can access the bolts from this side. Good. And I guess we can fit the tyre back on. Job done on that side. This one is, well, we can actually just go back into fitting. Let's just go back to part mount and put the pads back on. Yes, these are all pads, but it doesn't matter for this case as long as they're good. I don't think I have separate actual inventory for the bolts, which is probably a good thing. Tracking condition of bolts might be taking this a little bit too far, even though it's a simulated game. Okay, and then finally the front one is much the same. Suspension, put it back on. We want caliper. Why? Oh, there it is. I want a way to speed this up on auto screwing of some kind. Alright, let's bring you down. Let's check what the car status is. Orders. No orders. Car status. Fixed. All three fixed. Money spent 137. Payout 205. Nowhere near as good as the first one. But I guess we've repaired with minimal parts condition. Well, I guess we could have replaced everything, but why? So, we're up to 4,800. Can we actually spend on anything? I don't think we've got enough XP yet. We're at 257 and 307. Upgrade cost is 1. We've got no skill points. Okay, so let's see what these can do. So 50% faster. Ah, good. Just what I was asking for. 50% faster screwing and unscrewing. There we go. That may well have to be the first one. And 50% faster installing and removing, walking around, discounting shops, good, good, good. And garage expansion. Okay, so we're going to have to look at that, definitely, depending on what we're actually going through. Can I actually sell all of the junk? Yeah, can. And Dave paid us nothing for it. That's not great. And I think we'll leave it there. That's about half an hour, I think, so we should be approaching the right time. Hope you enjoyed this one. It's an interesting little game. We'll see what happens. I may well do a couple more episodes. And do let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching, and feel free to subscribe. See you next time.